And another 100 people just got off of the train. Another 100 people just got off of the train and came up to the ground, while another 100 people just got off of the bus and are looking around at another 100 people who got off of the plane and are looking at us who got off of the train and the plane and the bus maybe yesterday. It's a city of strangers. Some come to work, some to play. A city of strangers. Some come to stare, some to stay. And every day, the ones who stay can find each other in the crowded streets and the guarded parks, by the rusty fountains and the dusty trees with the battered barks. And they walk together past the postered walls with the crude remarks. And they meet at parties through the friends of friends who they never know. Will you pick me up or do I meet you there, or shall we let it go? Did you get my message? 'Cause I looked in vain. Can we see each other Tuesday if it doesn't rain? Look, I'll call you in the morning or my service will explain.
Welcome to Backstage with Richard Ridge. I'm Still Here, a virtual benefit for the Billy Rose Theater Division, will take place on Wednesday evening, June 23rd at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in honor of the 90th anniversary of the Billy Rose Theater Division and the 50th anniversary of the Theater on Film and Tape collection at the New York Public Library for the Performing Arts. It will air one time only that night on Broadway On Demand, and it is my pleasure to welcome my special guest to chat about this very special event, the curator of the Billy Rose Theater Division, Doug Reside.
Hey, good to see you.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm back in the office. We are slowly opening up the library. You can come in by appointment now, and starting in July, I think the doors will start opening even more broadly. So we're happy to see everybody back.
Well, this is very exciting news. First off, how are you and where are you? You're back in your office right now?
I am. Yeah, I'm in Lincoln Center, in my office in the 3rd floor.
Doug, are you able to put into words the impact that the pandemic has had on the Performing Arts Library and the loss of critical funds during these past 14 and 15 months?
Yeah, I mean, the whole theater community obviously has suffered enormously during this time. We've been able to pivot to providing a lot of online services. So we've been, throughout the pandemic, we've been serving material through what we call electronic document delivery. So you make a request and then our staff, the librarians that you would ordinarily see at the reference desk, actually go and get the material and we'll photograph small portions of it for folks. So we've been doing our best to serve everybody as we can. The theater division was actually founded in 1931, as the 90th anniversary probably suggests, which was, of course, in the middle of the Depression. So we've been through a lot of hard times before, and I guess it's the title of the event says we're still here. So but it is hard to, like everyone, we're coming back.
Perfect. I just love how you found your way, like during this, like to electronically make appointments and sort of send, things that people request out to them. That was a wonderful thing to do. I know a lot of people that use that during this.
Yeah, it was very popular, and the collections here at the Performing Arts Library, I think, were among the most used during the pandemic for of people requesting material.
I can only imagine directors, choreographers, writers, everybody's like, well, I might as well look at something to sort of work on. So when everything opens again, I'll have a new project to work on.
That's right.
And that's a big thank you to the Performing Arts Library for having that incredible collection. Well, now that leads me to some very exciting news at the New York Public Library for the Performing Arts. You're getting ready to celebrate some incredible landmarks with this coming Wednesday night's virtual fundraiser. How exciting is this?
Oh, it's so exciting. Yeah. The number of people that have signed on and donated their time is just really amazing. And also I'm really particularly excited because this is one of the very first times I think that we've ever been able to stream portions of the Theater on Film and Tape Archive, the productions, out into the world. So they're short clips, but we've got quite a few of them. And so if you wanted to see what the mountaintop looked like, or we have a Thoroughly Modern Millie with Sutton Foster. There's a large number of little videos from the collection that I can't wait to show people.
See, this is great because, well, let's talk a little bit more about Wednesday Night Gala. It's for the 90th anniversary, of course, of the Billy Rose Theater Division and the 50th anniversary of the Theater on Film and Tape Archive. I mean, I looked at the press release. There are so many theatrical luminaries who are participating in Wednesday night's gala. I mean, you have so many incredible people. I mean, that's got to make you so happy. I mean, everybody from Annalie Ashford, Laura Benanti, Stephanie J. Block, Matthew Broderick, Jason Robert Brown, Andre DeShields, Harvey Firestein, I mean, Sheldon Harnick, I mean, Michael John LaCusa, Rita Moreno, Bernadette Peters, Felicia Rashad. I mean, the list goes on and on. It is amazing. And then, like you said, one of the most amazing things about Wednesday night's gala is showing these very special film clips that are a part of the Toft collection. I mean, Glenn Close in Sunset Boulevard, Kelly O'Hara and Paolo Schott in South Pacific, Craig Bierko and the late, great Rebecca Luker in The Music Man. I mean, you've got some incredible, I mean, Meryl Streep in The Seagull from the Park. I mean, this is like, you know, a theater lover's dream to be able to see this for Wednesday night. I mean, how does that make you feel?
I mean, I'm really, really happy about the way that it's all come together, and so grateful to the people that donated their time and gave their permission to let us use these clips. Of course, you know, we at the library care very much about protecting artists' rights, and so we went to all of the unions and guilds and all of the artists involved, the creative teams, the actors, to ask if they would allow us to do that. And the clips that you're seeing are evidence that they said yes. I'm really excited to also show this to people around the world. We talked about what we should do for our 90th anniversary, and there was some thought that maybe we'd wait until September, or when the universe might open, when the city opens up a little bit more. But I really wanted to do something that could be available to everyone, anyone that wanted to come and watch this. So we did two things. First of all, we stayed in the virtual universe even as things were opening up, and then we also said it was pay what you can. So we have a suggested donation of $19.31 in honor of the founding year of the division in 1931. But if that's too much for you in your current state, we're happy to join you at whatever level that that is comfortable for you. So so it's completely available to anyone that wants to join us on Wednesday night, and it's only going to be that one Wednesday night. So I hope that everybody tunes in.
See, that's the other exciting thing. You know, artists around the world have been so generous with their time and their art during this pandemic, especially for something like the New York Public Library for the Performing Arts. There is nothing like this library anywhere else in the world. When you look, I mean, have you ever sat down and like sat in your office and said, my gosh, look at the size and the amount of our division up here, of the things we've culminated over all these incredible 90 years?
Yeah, I mean, just outside my office, we have some materials related that are kind of office papers. But one of the things that I like to look at occasionally is a sign-in book that we used to have. We don't really do it anymore. But back in the from the earliest days of the division, we would invite people that kind of theatrical luminaries who wanted to sign in to say they'd been to the library to leave us a little note. And it's fun to look through that. We don't do that anymore because we feel like everyone is a luminary in some way that comes to the library. So it's hard to pick who gets to sign the book. But looking back at that record of the past it's really pretty fun.
See, if you ever have a bad day, I would like go to that book and open to a page and see some incredible people. Be like, oh my gosh, they came here too to do research. That's got to be really amazing for you.
It is, yeah. It's 90 years of service to the community, we hope, and I think we have evidence of that in the archive.
Now, the evening is also honoring two incredible gentlemen of the theater, the late great Harold Prince and George C. Wolfe. Tell me what these two gentlemen mean to the library.
Yeah, in many ways, they both represent our most used material in the collection, and they both have been very generous to us as well. But just for a moment, thinking about the archival material, Hal gave us his collection in the 1980s, and of course, many of you may have seen the exhibition that we did in 2019, celebrating his life and career. So he's been a friend of the library for many years, and as has George C. Wolfe. We also the largest collection in the theater division is the papers of what we have labeled the New York Shakespeare Festival, because that was the title it came in under. But it's the records of the public theater, and George C. Wolfe's work is documented very thoroughly in that collection. And as I said, it's one of our most used, if not our. It's from year to year, the most used collection changes, but it's regularly one of our most used collections.
Because you look at those two gentlemen, I mean, Harold Prince, I mean, you talk about the scope of his work. He's donated all of his papers and artifacts to the library. And then you look at, the New York Shakespeare Festival, which of course began, is it the late 50s? Is it with
Yeah.
I mean, look at the history of everybody, who's a part of that. I mean, you look at everybody who started in that, the George C. Scotts, the Colleen Dewhurst, and now Meryl Streep. I mean, Meryl Streep has always, she's been asked by so many producers to do Broadway, and she's like, I'll do the Park. It's like she will do her time, during the summer, doing these incredible productions, throughout the years. Her, Kevin Kline. I think it's so great. Now you have all those papers. Those must be very exciting to have been able to curate the Shakespeare Festival papers, right?
Yeah, it's been coming in for a long time. But it's over 1,000 boxes. So if you think about an archival box, it's about, a foot tall and I don't know, half a foot or so wide, depending on the size of the box. And so think of 1,000 of those. It takes up several big, long aisles in our basement here. So yeah, it's a fantastic collection. And every time I go down to look at material in those boxes, I'm always, just a single box will shock you with what you find and delight you. And there's Joseph Papp's writings on Hamlet as he was trying to direct one of the Hamlets that he did. And there's my favorite line that actually our former artistic producer here, Evan Leslie, found in one of the collections, just has in big letters, Joseph Papp scrawls out, "Was Hamlet a boy?" So, it's that kind of, imagining that Hamlet was much younger than he's usually portrayed as. I really, I think that it's an amazing collection and one that really deserves the use that it gets.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it'd be a master class for an artist or a creator to go back and look at these papers, to actually see the notes from all these directors and Joseph Papp, because you actually see inside their head when you read all these letters, because, not only is it just programs and scripts, it's all the personal papers of them putting shows together and getting rights for shows. And I mean, you see a big puzzle. You finally see the big puzzle, but you can dissect little pieces of how they got from A to Z. And that's one of the best things about what you all offer here at the Performing Arts Library.
Yeah, and it's fun too in the theme of I'm Still Here to see the things that Joseph Papp had to go through to get the public theater to really started, and then to make it into the one of the foremost off-Broadway theaters that we have today, that originated, of course, as probably most of your viewers know, Hamilton and Fun Home and Chorus Line and so many other things.
Yeah. Hair. I mean, so many incredible shows started down there, everything. I remember when I was a kid, when I was growing up, it's like a lot of shows that started at the public theater all moved to Broadway. Each season, Joseph Papp had the Schubert, the Booth, the Plymouth, the Golden, the Royale, and you were like, these were all wonderful shows from that, made like a big L, around Schubert Alley or whatever, with all these beautiful shows, and they were all cutting edge shows. So I'm going to come up there one day. I'm fascinated to look into, for me, it's a treasure trove, when I come to the library too and do research, but I think I'm going to delve into those boxes sometime and just, pick a certain year or two and just, find some golds in there.
Yeah, I mean, and of course we, in that collection, along with Papp, we document the honoree of the evening, George C. Wolfe, whose work and career is also so remarkable. If you think about all the things he's done, from Angels in America to the restructuring of Shuffle Along a couple of years ago. It's an amazing collection of work where we're honoring, we have a clip from Bring Into Noise, Bring Into Funk in the gala on Wednesday. So I'm just, like Hal Prince, he is so much of a polymath, able to do so many different things in the theater so extraordinarily well.
The last time I saw you in person was at the beautiful Harold Prince exhibit that you put together. And what was amazing about that, I used to visit that all the time with people that would fly in from all around the world. That was so successful, as everything at the Performing Arts Library is so special. But there was something about that, because people flew in from all around the world, from so many different countries, and came to the Performing Arts Library for the very first time. And that exhibit introduced them to the wonderful world that you have all put together there. That must make you feel so wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, it was, we had a kind of opening night party the day that we opened the exhibit, and we invited a lot of Hal's collaborators and friends, and they were all saying that, it was for them, the exhibition, if people don't know, opened about 6 weeks after Hal died. I'd spoken to him about the exhibition, and we were, I was approving things with him and talking with him about parts of his life and career that I didn't completely understand as well, and he gave me a lot of great stories. So it was really, I think a special moment for, and you know, for others even more than me who knew Hal and worked with him for so long, to gather together in that exhibit and celebrate that amazing artist's work.
It was just so beautiful the way you put it together, because you started in his, you know, you recreated his office from Rockefeller Center, and the phone was there. I mean, and you could hear Hal on the phone. I mean, there were so many beautiful little like special Easter eggs and beautiful things you did for people just to feel like they were really a part of this man's world. And I think you do such beautiful work there at the library with everything that you put together. Now, there was also a very special in-person viewing party on Wednesday night, which I believe is for donors, right?
That's right. Yeah. So we, because of COVID restrictions, are of course beginning to lift in the city, but we're still, you know, being cautious. So we have a relatively small event. It'll be a really fun night. It's a you can look on the website. It's still here at 90.com to see more details about that, and also to sign up if you want to give it a little bit of a higher level than the 1931. But we encourage everyone to tune in at the 1931 level, and yeah, we would be so excited if many of the people that live in New York and are able to give a little bit more, join us in person on the night of the event.
Because that's so exciting. So they're going to have some, I mean, Michael R. Jackson, Pulitzer Prize winner. I mean, 2-time Tony Award winner Duncan Sheik. They're going to have talent with them to perform, you know, and then they get to watch the screening there. I mean, this is so exciting. If anybody, you know, wants to donate, I mean, the New York Public Library for the Performing Arts is such a wonderful institution to New York City, and what a wonderful way to give. And like I said, if you don't feel safe going out to the live event, which is going to be very, very exciting, you can stream this incredible gala. I mean, there were so many people behind the scenes who have put this gala together. I mean, I was reading the list on the press release. I mean, what was it like sitting there in these meetings, putting this incredible evening together? That's going to be like one of the best openings this coming Wednesday night. What was it like for you, Doug?
Oh, it was so exciting. I was really fortunate that I actually, as we were beginning to take down the Harold Prince exhibit, we invited some people who had helped make the exhibit possible, either by lending things or giving money, and let them kind of see the show one last time before we took it down. And one of those people is Julie Boardman, who's a producer. She's currently working on a museum, and she was looking at all the material and said, you know, we could do she had just done a benefit for the Biden campaign called Broadway for Biden with her co-producer, Nolan Duran. And so the two of them essentially said, you know, we would love to help put this benefit together. And so they called all their friends. And so each little moment in the gala is produced by, or is directed by, a different new and many of them are emerging artists, and many of them have really, frankly, emerged. But there's a really amazing collaboration. This gala is definitely the work of many, many hands, all very generously giving their time or working way below the rates that they would ordinarily be paid to make it happen.
Well, like I said, it's just looking at the list of people who are going to either appear on this or sing on this, and the clips. I mean, I had goosebumps just reading the press release of this exciting evening. It's so what the world needs right now, and also just goes to show the world what the Performing Arts Library at Lincoln Center does. You know, another bit of terrific news is that Harvey Fierstein has made a very big donation to the Library of Performing Arts. Do you want to give us that amount?
Yeah, so Harvey gave us, at the Times has reported it, so I think I can say it, $2.5 million specifically. I know it's one of the things I don't think I've even contemplated that amount before, to specifically to build a education lab dedicated to the theater and theater archives. So there's a space that we have that is a sort of, it's a kind of multi-purpose classroom right now that we're going to expand and make a lot more usable for students of all ages to learn about and to create theater in the level that the kids always come in on. So we have, if you know the building, there's our entrance on Amsterdam Avenue, which is sort of the easiest for school buses to pull up to. And so the kids will be able to just walk right off the bus and then go down into the lab. And it's not just little kids either. We're anticipating that the lab will be something that's really useful for, as I said, students of every age. We're still in the the early processes of planning exactly what it will be. But the conversations we're having right now are so exciting. So yeah, so we're so grateful to Harvey. I will say that the gift is for the education work of the library. So we still do need your gifts for to just keep operating and to digitize things and to collect material and process it and make sure that it's conserved. So yeah, so we still need money for sure.
Oh yeah,
we are so grateful for Harvey's gift.
No, I love this because, like I said, the money he's given, which is $2.5 million, is to create the Harvey Fierstein Theater Lab. And he's also named the library for the performing arts as a beneficiary of the Harvey Fierstein Trust, which I think is very important too for later in life and everything else. But, I didn't realize that his father was a librarian. I mean, we all, you and I had this conversation before. We all went to the library growing up, and, I used to run to the drama aisle and just sit there for hours. My mother would drop me off at the library, and I said, you go shopping, pick me up in 3 hours or whatever. And the 3 hours would just fly by of just sitting there pulling musical scripts and theater art magazines, or then going over to where, the LPs were, because I was brought up on LPs. And it was like they had those stereo systems with the headphones, and you'd pull out cast albums. And I mean, libraries help us dream, whatever you do, and specifically the Performing Arts Library. And I just think this donation that Harvey has made, for the future of students and just of all ages and teachers and everything else, to just let it all continue is just so important. So as you sit here with me now, I mean, Wednesday's just a few days away. I mean, what's going through your mind?
Yeah, so I mean, like any show in the last week of production or last week of rehearsals, there's so much to do still. But it is exciting to see it start coming together. We recorded a new performance with Stephanie J. Block of A Trip to the Library from She Loves Me, that has a group of very talented dancers who all joined us a couple of weeks ago to dance in the stacks. And it's an amazing scene. Under the Shields did a new disco performance of I'm Still Here, which is really, truly amazing. I mean, his performance, he really gives it all. And I mean, as he does all the time, of course, but you just, when you watch it and you think this person is donating their time to the library, and then it's a performance that would blow the roof off of Broadway theater. So really, I encourage everyone to tune in at whatever level. It's an amazing video, amazing gala event.
Yeah. And like I said, everybody, this is only one time only. So you have to, buy a ticket for this for Wednesday night, June 23rd at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, is to honor the 90th anniversary of the Billy Rose Theater Division and the 50th anniversary of the Theater on Film and Tape Collection at the New York Public Library for the Performing Arts. It streams on Broadway On Demand. Again, for that special viewing party, there are limited tickets available at stillhereat90.com. And for everybody else to watch the streaming, we're all going to be. I've got my whole posse all together to sit here and, get dressed up, put a tie on or whatever else, to sit here for the fabulous gala to purchase those tickets, which they're only asking for a donation of $19.31 or whatever you can give, or a lot more if you can. And those tickets are available at stillhereat90.com too. Doug, it is always a pleasure to catch up with you.
You as well. And I want to just add to just very quickly, we recognize that a lot of our viewers may be watching from the West Coast, so it's not a mistake when you look on the website and it says 8 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. Depending on what your location is, Broadway On Demand will adjust it. So for those two time zones, if you're in the middle of the country, as I was when I grew up, so if I was watching this in St. Louis, I would have to pick one or the other. But you can, if you don't have to watch it quite so, I guess, early in the day, right? Yeah, early in the day if you're on the West Coast.
See, I love it. That's what Broadway On Demand does. It's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or it's 8 p.m. Pacific Time. However they make that magic happen, but they're doing it for the Performing Arts Library. Like I said, I cannot wait to see you in person, because we still have to go through a window card collection up there too. We want to take our cameras up there and look through, so much stuff. I mean, I can only imagine when you go to work, and you delve into a whole other area that you've unearthed stuff you never even knew was there. Is that true, Doug?
Oh, it's completely true. I mean, just even yesterday, I was looking at our photograph collections and I saw photographs of follies that I'd never seen before. So there are always treasures to be found here at the library.
See, I love that, because I follow you on Facebook too, and I follow the library on Facebook. And just so you know, Doug has put up some incredible photographs, never before seen outtake photographs that Martha Swope took of the original Broadway production of Follies, which remains like, it's the holy grail for me as it is for so many people. So like I said, these are the treasures you can find in the public library. So please join them Wednesday night for the gala. And if you're just thinking of donating at any time during the year, just consider giving some money to the New York Public Library for the Performing Arts at Lincoln Center, because they could use your donation and it will travel on for another 90 years and following that too. Doug, stay well, my friends, and I cannot wait to see you in person.
You too. I can't wait.
We'll see you Wednesday night, everybody. Take care.